Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Courageous Pivot podcast. I'm your host, Meghan Telpner, and I just got off my interview with the one and only Danielle Laporte. Woo! That was a conversation. She is just delightful. We have sort of circulated in similar circles. We have loads of friends in common, but it was the first time we actually connected in real time, one-on-one, outside of the random text message. Before we get into everything about Danielle, I wanted to remind you to please head over to courageouspivot.com. We are in the midst of launching my brand new Inner Circle community. And in that Inner Circle, I will be sharing extra bonus content, little workshops, tools, in this case, a meditation, all kinds of things from our guests, from myself. This is also where you'll find any future deep writing I create that is only going to be found here for those who really want to receive it. So all of the information will be found when you subscribe at courageouspivot.com. If it's not yet up now when you go over there, it will be soon. So just get on the list and you will get all the information. And with that, Danielle actually recorded live after our interview a beautiful, beautiful bless practice, which is at the heart of her new book, Bless and Release. I've gotten ahead of myself. Let me first read her official bio. Danielle Laporte's spiritual direction has reached over 40 million people. Her best-selling books include How to Be Loving, White Hot Truth, The Desire Map, and the Fire Starter Sessions, alongside her wildly popular Heart-Centered Planner System. Her next book, coming out very soon, is called Bless and Release, The Physics of Letting Go and Manifesting. It launches in the spring of 2026. And her podcast, With Love Danielle, is one of the top 0.5% in the world. That's no small thing. As a creator of classes for conscious living and founder of the Centered app, Danielle's teachings range from emotional intimacy and nervous system balancing to mindful business and the physics of letting go. Her Centered collective and leadership curriculum have supported facilitators in more than 30 countries. She also happens to be a member of Oprah's Super Soul 100. Danielle is a former publicist and executive director of a Washington, D.C. think tank where she managed futurists, creating scenario plans for the likes of the Pentagon and the World Bank. Did we have quite the conversation? Because I wanted to start in Washington to how she got to where she is now, all the pivots, the challenges, and what happened along the way. Danielle is one of the most widely recognized spiritual teachers of our times. It was a true and great privilege to get to speak with her and dive deep. And I learned so much that I couldn't find, that had not been talked about anywhere else. So take your time, listen deeply and attentively, and enjoy this conversation with Danielle Laporte. Welcome, Danielle Laporte, to the Courageous Pivot podcast. I'm very excited for this conversation.
I was thinking about us this morning and our contrasting styles and how like you are vibrant and vivid and craft. And I thought if Meghan came to my place, she might just want to go to sleep because like I'm just all like neutral palette, oatmeal, linen. Yeah. And we need both. It's great.
I appreciate the linen. I can't do oatmeal. But we find the balance.
Yeah.
But I mean, I used to have, I've been in the same studio space for 19 years and I used to have Technicolor furniture and all different colored walls. And that was too much. So I went to like the blank canvas that I can decorate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's kind of the approach I take. But it's sort of, we all have very busy minds. And so we have to do what we need to do to.
That's exactly it for me. Like I can't even have bookshelves because I feel like the books are talking to me and I need to do something about it. And it actually helps me. I think we're doing different things for the same reason.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. Yeah. So it helps me. Actually, the quiet palette helps me function because inside very Technicolor. Yeah. Dreamcoat brain. Yeah.
I don't even really know how or where to start. I first am just grateful that we've both been able to make this
Yes,
time. We have
yes,
so many friends in common.
yeah.
We've sort of been working in similar timelines. One of
Mm.
us is like buddies with Oprah and Martha Beck and Marianne Williamson and Michael Beckwith, and one of us is just a huge admirer of you and all those people.
I was like,
Uh,
you know them?
no, in my mind, in my mind, I do, and we get along great. We have wonderful dinner parties. It's really
Would.
awesome.
You would.
But the first thing that struck me was you sent me the manuscript for your forthcoming book, Bless and Release. And you don't need me to tell you this because all those aforementioned brilliant people have told you this, but your writing is so captivating
Mm.
that I received the download and I'm like, I'll just skim it. And my son had just gone to bed and I just was so pulled in.
Oh, good, good.
And it feels like even in the, I told you I couldn't read the whole thing, but that you've landed somewhere really profound in being able to create this work and put it out there.
Mm.
And so I do want to talk about the journey that got you to what feels like a very, I mean, it's always transitional and transformational, but a lighter place than you've been for many of the years you were creating and working. Would that
Mm.
be accurate?
Yes. I feel more intense, but I also feel more
Mm.
joyful. Yeah.
Hmm.
And I think the lightness is, I mean, it's a cool observation. I think the lightness is there's way less proving. I'm still preaching, but now I'm just like, I'm going to preach. Do you want to come? Instead of pay attention. I even swear less. I mean, I still swear a lot, but I warn people now. So like it's a different vibration. And it's just I feel like I've arrived in myself and I don't do things for joy. I feel like I bring my joy to the stuff that I do. And some of it still, I love the game. I love entrepreneurship. I love publishing. I got big, big vision and I'm not doing it to be happy. I got happy,
Mm.
more accurately joyful, and now I'm going to do this. Yeah. And I still cry a lot. There's still lots of suffering just in case anybody, full, whole, transparent,
Yeah.
there's lots of pain. Yeah.
I think that's important to say outright. And you've always, at least from what I've been able to take in of the massive amount of work you've put out in the world,
Mm.
been very honest about it. And I think that it's important for people to recognize that even when you're following your heart and
Okay.
creating from joy and have the freedom to do that,
Yeah.
there's still, a gunked up sink that needs to be cleaned out and like life, like there is still
Yeah.
life and life, I don't know, especially in the times in all times,
Mhm.
our walk on this earth is full of challenges, no
Yes.
matter what.
No matter what, no matter who, no matter. I mean, it's intense down here. Yeah.
And our whole job and our whole journey, which I believe you help people to do, is to remember what we forgot when we landed here again.
Yeah.
Is-
What's really helped me lately is I tell myself, like, it's so amazing. You go back to the basics. I just say I chose to be here. I
Mm.
mean, on the really rough days, like, I chose this. And there's no recrimination or credit. It's just like, right, Danielle, check. Check one, check two, chose to be here. Okay.
Yeah, I get that. And then I'm also like, but actually think I chose to be here, but like at the beach with coconuts all the time.
Yeah.
like, but
Some more
we
coconuts. Yeah.
work our way there. So I want to start at something of the beginning, how you moved from working in Washington, D.C., which is a whole specific energy,
Yeah.
into becoming or working in a greater realm of spirituality.
Well, the short version of that is I fell into becoming a publicist. So these are the days where like I had a small apartment, I had a fax machine, And people are just like, can you get me on that radio show? And I was like, I can totally get you on that radio show. And I would just pitch. I was a pitcher. And I got known for promoting a lot of futurists. So people who were into the future of the economy, all the things, all the intelligentsia. And that led to an invite to go run this think tank. I mean, it was really like, hey, kid, you want to come and start this with me? And then I learned about fundraising, and I went to DC, and I learned that DC is the best and the worst of America, because you have people who are so devoted to healing the world, and you have people who just like don't get it. And then all of that just fell apart. There was like this big .com boom. At one point I owned like about 100 URLs. Those are the days you're just like, I bought petbus.com, and you'd walk out of your office and you'd be like, what are we going to do with it? You just like, we're going to build an empire around this URL. And people were doing that,
I
like,
know someone who did do it. One word
right?
URLs early.
I honestly wish there are a few things. I wish I would have gone to see the Eurythmics in Detroit and Billy Idol when they came. It's one of my few life regrets. And I wish I would have I just scooped so many URLs. I would have been the go dad. I would have been the go mama, like, anyway, regrets. I also wish I would have bought more gold last year. But anyway, so that all fell apart, and we lost funding, and we had to fire 21 people in a day, and they're like tears in the boardroom day. And then I came back to Canada, and I got rejected from Emily Carr's. It's like, I'm just going to be an artist. I'm going to paint. And they're like, no, girlfriend. I think they thought I was just like too uptight. I look at my portfolio. It was just so curated. And then I got into branding and this whole kind of Q&A conversational branding process. And that became a thing. And Oprah called. And I thought, well, when Oprah calls you, you call everybody and you tell them and you raise money, which is what I did. Like, really, within 2 weeks, I had a business partner. We took a break for a while because both of us got what's called constructively dismissed from our own business. We got Steve jobbed. I got fired from
Mm.
an corporation because I got all these guys in, and they're just like, oh, we're going to do, I can't even remember, like clicks, cost per acquisition of your avatars and all the bullshit. And then I became myself.
Mm.
So I just started saying, there was something called WordPress that was new. And side note, like, the incorporation owned my identity. So I had to like surreptitiously go to Instagram and fake being my assistant to get my name back, to own.
When was this?
This was, I don't know, 12-ish. No, this was 15, 16 years ago. I have time blindness, so.
So, but this was already when you were working as Danielle Laporte as an author. Like, you were already
Well,
doing
no,
all of those
I was
things.
Danielle and somebody, and I'd written, we got a book deal.
Yeah.
Then Ms. Winfrey called us,
Yes.
and then I went and raised all this money. And then the dudes were like, yeah, you're out of here, because we're just going to turn your business, this beautiful brand about soulful branding, we're just going to turn this into an online advertising vehicle. So
Mm.
like, they actually wanted, once I left, they started putting out articles about, it was all clickbait stuff, acne and pregnant brides and just horrific to my heart stuff.
Yeah.
And then I was me. I was like, okay, I'm going to be Danielle. And I needed to make money. I was in such debt. So I started doing these one-on-one, what I called fire starter sessions. They
Yeah.
started at $300 a session. And then I was booked solid. And then they were $600. And then they were $1,500 for 90 minutes. And I was booked 6 months in advance. And I got a book out of that. I learned
Oh,
enough. That was a book. Yeah.
that was the fire starter sessions,
Yes.
which I have in my bookshelf.
Somewhere. Yeah.
It's one of the bright orange ones speaking to
Yeah.
me on my
Oh my God.
bookshelf.
It's so bright. It's a little obnoxious, but yeah.
No, it's good. It works in my rainbow organized books, as you know I have.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
I didn't realize. So, like, the desire map was before this had all
No.
happened?
So
That was,
fire starter sessions happen. And in that book, I planted this concept around desire mapping. And I said to the publisher, chapter 4 is a book,
mm,
meaning to buy this, I want the next book deal. And get this, they didn't like the title Desire Map. They thought it was too romantic, too little bit too sexual.
mm-hmm.
And I was like, no, you're missing it. And, jump cut to 400,000 people. I self-published it and then I got a deal. I've been through that process. And then my life fell apart. I fell apart. And I realized that everything that the desire map was built on, which was how do I want to feel, was just a stop on the journey, that there was a bigger, deeper question, which was what do I want to embody? And
Mm-hmm.
then everything became, for me, heart centered. Yeah.
What exactly fell apart?
Everything, you name it. Well, my hormones just fucking tanked. So I think it was a combination of things. It really was this perfect storm that I think all things in life are soul ordained and governed. So my soul was like, okay, let's take this really toxic relationship, this really bad romance that's just gonna just ravage you in not a good way. And whilst this is happening, let's throw in some cancel culture. Let's have you be first through the wall on cancel culture in the wellness
You
space.
you got canceled?
Oh, I got canceled hard.
What did you not do that deserved cancellation?
That's what I did. I was going to launch a program, and the name of the program and the visuals I used, which I went out of my way to be as inclusive as possible with all the skin tones and all the body shapes and sizes, it was seen as racist. And these were the days when the gang mentality was intense and the nerve was raw. And I learned how much pain people are in. I learned about the intensity of groupthink.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have a couple of women come for me. I had tens of thousands of women come for me. So it just spread on Facebook. And the irony of all of this, the shock of all of this was so many women of all dispositions and origins saw my campaign and were just like, this is amazing. This is gorgeous and inclusive. And I was just like, oh, right on, let's go. But then it just takes some loud, angry people to just create a fire. So I didn't launch my program. I had people, very high visibility friends, reach out and say, are you going to kill yourself? Like, don't get suicidal. And I just like, no. I mean, I get why people do this. I get why people want to kill themselves and these kind of things.
Yeah.
And I have a kid and I'm going to make it through. So that wholly stressful.
Wait, so how old was your son at that point? Or like, was he school
15.
age? 15.
Hmm.
So it wasn't that long ago.
Well, that was 7 years ago.
And after that, what did it take? And I've interviewed three people who were intensely canceled.
Mm.
Um, and also my neighbor upstairs who will be coming was accused of being fake indigenous by the CBC. So I've gone through that with her.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well,
And
yeah, the best use of the CBC. Oh
yeah,
my God. Yeah.
absolutely. And what they all said and what I want to ask you is how did you harness the courage to put yourself out again, like to keep working?
Mm. Well, I never once considered retreating or leaving because for two reasons. I'm on my path. I know what's in my heart. I know my intentions. I'm open to learning more about what love is. Like, And I could also, there was just so much shadow that got excavated,
Mm-hmm.
and I could see both. I could see both.
Mm-hmm.
And, my team, it was very traumatizing, and we had to have very cathartic, therapeutic conversations with the team. And it was also another amazing dynamic. This is the most open I've ever been about it, by the way. Amazing dynamic to witness the collapse within some of the people I was with,
What do you
and
mean by that?
the immediate belief that they were bad or had done something
Mm,
wrong because somebody said they were bad and had done something wrong. And I just like, this is what it means to be centered, to really stand in your lovingness. Lots to learn, lots of blind spots, lots of people in pain. And this is projection en masse.
yeah.
This is no different than your mother saying you did something that you didn't do. This is, and you have to stand in your lovingness and have loving, compassionate, open-minded conversation, all those things. And as a leader, I had to say, my loves, like, we were walking down the street with our fruit basket, launching this beautiful thing that lots of people were involved in. And this entity, this collective shadow looking for a fight that feeds on the fight, came over to our side of the street and beat the shit out of us.
Mm-hmm.
Let's recover. Let's
Did
grieve and recover.
did anyone in your inside circle with work or personal life get hijacked by the mob?
Oh, yes. I had people who worked for me. Was amazing at the time. They would get stopped on the
Mm,
street and be like, "Don't you work for Laporte? Did you quit?" And they would be shocked. They'd be like, "Why would I like, they wouldn't even put it together. Why didn't I
mm-hmm.
quit?" Well, no, you know, lots of that. And then there were lots of people in the space, in our space, influencer, wellnessy things, who didn't want to come near me. Whilst at the same time, I was getting dozens and dozens of messages every day saying, "Thank you for going through this."
Mm-hmm.
And people were scared. They were just like, "I am not launching my thing." Mm-hmm. It was amazing. It was amazing. There
Mm-hmm.
was like some extortion stuff involved. People calling, "You need a lawyer." And I was like, "What do I need a lawyer for? This is cancel culture." And they're just like, "Well, wire us 10 grand. I mean, it was bonkers. Yeah. So
Wow.
it was not great for my cortisol levels. So
No.
bad romance, hormones that were changing anyway, the stress of cancel culture. I was also on a crash diet at the time, which I maintained because I'm fucking crazy in that way. Disciplined, so disciplined. And it all had to happen all at once for me to really get on my knees and have this dark night. And I went through it. I mean, and a dark night is not like, I thought divorce was a dark night. I thought miscarriage was dark night-ish. No, no. Dark night, I've learned, because did a lot of research about it, it really is this disillusion of identity. You don't know who you are anymore. You
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe you hope you're going to get through. You have no idea who you're going to be on the other side. You're questioning everything. I mean, I watch people question their sexuality, their religion, their marriage, what they've been believing their whole life. It's like that. It's really a super crumble. Yeah. And so grateful for what I learned. Yeah.
Hello, my friends. A brief little break so that I can please ask that you head over to courageouspivot.com and subscribe to the Inner Circle community. This is how we keep the podcast alive without me having to go chase sponsors and read really kind of cringy scripts asking you to use other people's products. My goal is to be able to self-fund this podcast just by the amazing community, by you who are enjoying listening to it. Now, in addition to being part of the inner circle, not just helping sponsor the podcast, you will also be gaining access to loads of bonus resources. This will include extra practices and tools from our beautiful, amazing guests that we've had on the show, as well as updates from our guests, where they're at now. I will also be sharing some of my own writing and research and just stuff that I'm exploring that will be shared nowhere else but here, because that is just the way I want it to be these days. Keeping it close for those who really, truly want to receive it. I'm also adding to this a private coherence practice, an exercise to help you get into your heart, out of your head, and really feel what it is you want to create now and in the future. And what else? Oh yeah, there's gonna be some additional bonus materials, some meditations, some prompts, all kinds of things added ongoing. So head over to courageouspivot.com, subscribe there, or look for information on the inner circle on that page, and you'll find it somewhere in there. As I'm recording this, we don't have all of the details worked out, and we don't need to. It will get done, it will get there, and I hope you will show your support by joining. Thanks for listening, and let's get back to today's episode. What was most helpful for you in, climbing out into the light again?
Psychotherapist on speed dial. Like, for real. Can I text you? And I called Sarah Zoll, formerly Dr. Sarah Gottfried, still a doctor, and just 5 minutes with her. And she's like, have you had suicidal ideation before? No. Have you ever been anxious before? No. She's like, okay, this is hormones. This is what you're going to go ask for. Right. And I just and everybody lied to me. All of my practitioner friends lied and said, get on a little estrogen and testosterone and you'll feel better in about 2 weeks. No, it doesn't take 2 weeks. It takes 4 to 6. And that's a long time when you're hanging on to get through panic attacks. And it just sounds so ridiculous to say, but my spiritual practice, the way I live my life actually got me through that. My devotion, my altar changed. The frog lunges I was doing, I would feel the panic come on, and my Kundalini yoga, not doing pranayama, but working with breath, inner child work was my life preserver, the light, begging for light, my relationship with the divine feminine, hugging trees, all the things I do now. I have a membership about all of this,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also all that while independently raising a teenage boy in a very shifting culture.
Yes, I would be making his gluten-free toast and avo in the morning, crying and just saying, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. And he'd be like, okay, Mom. Yeah, I'm going to walk you to school. I'm going to come home and just lay on the living room floor for hours and feel this. Yeah.
Did that, I know it goes into creating a product and a launch and a team. And so you had gotten to a point where you were ready to go and then didn't.
Yeah.
Were you able to bridge your way to the next launch and product financially?
Yeah, we had to pivot right away. It was a huge loss. That offering we'd printed, there was going to be this magazine that went with the membership. So I had thousands of printed journals, magazine things in a warehouse, and we had to pulp them. It was a very actually sweet moment when the printer was like, we pulped them today, and the girls cried. They didn't even know us, but it was just so heartbreaking. And we just pivoted and went straight for meditation. And part of it was, I thought, who can try and cancel me again for meditations, loving on your inner child? This has got to be impervious to the shadow, and, and I had, back to my famous reputable friends, they were divided. Half of them were, Marianne Williamson was just like, you go, you launch. And I was like, dude, I don't think, I'm tough, but I can't do this. And then other women were just like, no, retreat. So we just did meditation kits, and I don't even know what we did next. I think I wrote another book.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't remember what book it was, but I've interviewed Sean Croxton, and
Mm.
he had said that he was preparing to interview you for his podcast and read your book and realized after reading your book that he didn't want to do that podcast anymore. And I don't know if you ended up being on his show or not. Like he canceled it right then.
I think I did. Yeah. I love that. I love stopping doing stories,
Yeah.
because I think it's as important as what we decide what we're going to do. But I love quitters. Yeah.
Well, that's what the whole idea of this show was, because it's so fascinating and it's no one talks about. They want to like, and here's the shiny new me without going through the muck and the liminal
Right.
and the identity crisis and the grief, which is really most interesting part and the most powerful part of any of it.
Necessary.
Uh, so you and I didn't realize the time, it's hard to keep up with everybody, but you changed your business model in 2023 of May of 2023, which is also exactly when, do I have the date right? That's also exactly when I shut down my business as it was operating.
How did I change my business model?
Like that, I'd read that you had a pod. I was like dabbling through things that you'd had a podcast episode about like stripping it back
Yeah.
and simplifying your whole business model and how you were
Yes.
operating.
Same model-ish, different way of operating. So it sounds so cliche, but it really did happen like this. Like I woke up on my birthday and and thought, if I get one more task assigned to me in a sauna, this is not what I've been through the dark night for. This is not Christ consciousness. This is not the life I want to live. I mean, it's not working.
Yeah. I had
And
that exact moment.
why
Exact same moment.
I should not feel guilty for doing yoga in the morning and logging on at 10 o'clock. I mean, I'm not living on a lounger. I'm working, but and yeah, I just said, as we're going to change. I didn't even know what that meant. I didn't even
Mhm.
know what that meant. And it ended up going from 16 people to 4.5. And that is very painful. It's not just difficult conversations and paranoia about karma. It's 4.5 people are going to do the work that 16 did. And what are we doing? And now, really, where are we now? That took about 4 years to clean up. 3 years. Let's say 3 years.
Mhm.
Yeah, funky time. But I just got there. I just figured it out. Yeah.
What'd you figure out?
I have the team everybody wants now. So everybody want unicorn, right? So I figured myself out. My frequency changed.
Yeah.
I became, I really owned my queenship, knowing that my queenship is so benevolent and loving. I've always wanted to know everybody on my bus. I'm just like, where do you want to go? How can I help you get there? You only want to be here for 5 years and then leave? Great. Let's help you. Let's have a great launch so we can give you a raise and make your down payments. Now I'm really putting my money where my mouth is, which is, how can we do this in a really nervous system regulated way? And let's fucking go at the same time. So, example, last year, we're jamming, we're visioning, we got our 10x vision, we're going to 10x the revenue and the reach and the depth and the efficacy of all of our offerings. And I love it. Oh my gosh, vision is my favorite. And I asked Dana on my team, COO, a couple weeks later, I was like, hey, do you really think we can 10x in the next 12 months? She said no. I loved her even more.
Yeah.
And she said, we can't do that in 12 months, but we can start doing it next year. So last year was a be well year. Be well is What do you got to make to keep the lights on? Add on 30% for a really luxy team retreat, and you hire the people you need. And that's all we have to do. We don't have to grow by 30%. We don't have to 10x. We don't even need to make anything new. Let's just clean this up and be well. And now we're in 10x mode. And I got the vision. I got it. I know what I'm doing. Yeah.
Why 10x?
Because quantum is fun. Because I want to, in my own life, with as much grace and ease as possible for myself and the team, I want to have as much impact as possible. I am here to help people heal. I am here to help people prioritize love and all the things. I love light. I love pattern recognition. And why not? Like, I finally decided I'm here. I'm an earthling. I've burned a lot of karma. My spiritual practice is so focused on cleansing. I think most spiritual practices really are just a big exfoliation in the disguise of devotion. And the path is now clear. I've done the work to clear the path. So I am going for all forms of abundance, like from, lifelong, fantastic, hot king partnership to a very abundant, very global, very effectual company that's all going to revolve around centered an
Mm-hmm.
app that is about your spiritual practices. Yeah.
So last year was the Be Well year,
Mhm.
and you were also fairly publicly going through a divorce.
Yes.
Did the two things of, stripping back and simplifying your business, was that part of reimagining
Yeah.
other aspects of your life?
I think the intensity of the relationship. So just to be just so clear, deeply in love, no regrets, such a good man, only grateful.
Mm-hmm.
The relationship took a lot of work until I said, I can't do more work. And that has an effect. They've, whatever state my nervous system is the state of the nervous system of the entity called the business. So it was all I could do was have a be
Mm-hmm.
well year. And now I have extra energy freed up. And I've also transmuted so much of going through the grief. Um, Now it's let's go. And now, in terms of future partnership, now it's out of, wouldn't it be fun to multiply this joy? Like I'm so
Yeah.
into like team joy. And yeah, I'm into multiplier is like one of my favorite words right now. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think it's this misconception. And I was recently speaking with a friend of mine. We were on a retreat together, but this idea that love and the beautiful things we have in our life do take work, but that doesn't necessarily need to be hard. Like, it doesn't always have to be such a struggle
Yeah.
to have the beautiful things.
Yeah. I think we struggle for a couple decades and to varying degrees with varying blessings. And then, like one of my favorite teachers, Ananda Mahima, says, suffering is the end of suffering. So once you learn how to suffer well, you don't suffer as much. You're just like, oh, it's part of it. It's not a problem. It always gets me somewhere better. I'm going to do this. This is part of the boot camp.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm making it sound easy now, but um, yeah, you get to the other side and you're just like what I've told myself recently is, and I don't think this is necessary, this is just a mind game I'm playing with myself, that I've paid some dues energetically, karmically, and now I can move into my joy era. Except I think that's a bit of a glitch in that you don't have to pay your dues to be in joy. Joy is always there. It is our true nature. But you do have to
Yeah.
cleanse and prepare for it. And I'm beyond ready. I'm in it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. It's
I
awesome.
like I don't know who said it, but something along the lines of like joy and bliss also like company. Like as misery loves company, well, so
Yeah,
does bliss. Bliss
yeah,
loves company too.
yes. Well, this is physics in that like attracts like. So joy will bring you more joy. Lack will bring you more lack.
When you had that moment on waking up on your birthday where you're like, "Oh shit, I have to change everything."
Yeah.
Was there any part of you who's like, "I just got through the tunnel. Like this was working. Why do I have to go through this again now so soon?"
No, I love change. My
Mhm.
son is in Gemini, so I'm just like, ooh, let's move the furniture. I was a little bit of misery.
Mhm.
Wasn't into it. Like I hadn't arrived. I've arrived, but I haven't arrived yet. Yeah.
How have you so your plan this year is to 10x, which I've no doubt you will. How are you planning to do that without getting sucked back into the Asana task list?
Well, my own self compassion and respect has attracted a team of grown-ups. So I have really mature, wholesome people. And so we don't even, we have no vacation policy. Do your job, do your life, take it when you need it. Dana just did 3 weeks and we stayed docked in. How are we going to 10x? Look, the most important thing I do is the blessing practice every day.
Mhm.
The most important thing to 10xing is my spiritual practice. It is refining my frequency with every thought, with every morning before I go to bed. It is doing all that I can to inspire that same kind of, it's a bit of a heavy word, but that same kind of diligence with the people on this bus.
Mhm.
We're going to keep our thought forms clean. We're going to keep this vibe high. And my job really is like, I really feel like my job description right now is the visionary, but not in a grandiose, there's no I in team way, but in a, um, this is happening.
Yeah.
This has already happened. We're stepping into it. And I got to do all this work behind the scenes to be able to say that and embody that and mean it, to be believable, more than believable, to be felt. So I have my behind the scenes work. Yeah.
I want to talk about your new book and your audiobook, which is available for pre-order.
Yeah.
But I have a really very specific technical question to ask you as I was going
Yeah.
through all your stuff. But that so much of what you do is just on a pay what you can, pay what you want basis.
Ish used to be. Yeah.
So it's not anymore.
No.
What
Um,
I'm curious how it worked and then why you shifted out
yeah.
of it.
So the genesis of that was, this was many years ago. It was my birthday. I wanted to give back to everybody. So I said, for 24 hours, everything is pay what you can. And what people didn't know at the time was you could go and pay a penny because that's what PayPal would allow you to transact. And that became a thing. And then lots of people started doing pay what you can days. And I made so much money that day. It was amazing. It was my first like $30,000 day. That's when I was still running PayPal myself and getting notifications. Well, we're going out for Greek food for my birthday. And we're like, do we have the $120 for a dinner for everybody? And then it became a policy that it was not pay what you can, it was pay what you choose. Because pay what you can ended up to not being sustainable. Because you do get some dogs coming in paying the, zero point 0.1 cents. So pay what you choose. And we were very clear with people. If you pay this, the business does well and we can be more philanthropic. You pay this, we break even. You pay this, or something like that. It was something like that. And then the model changed to, our focus has been membership. And it was just like, we're just going to make this so accessible for people. Just email us and we'll let you in for like $15. So we found other ways to be generous that worked within a membership model. And we may go back, because I'm about to spiff up a bunch of things. We may have two price points, but I can tell you my team's not into it. And they are loving, generous people. And they're just like, Danielle, this is a business and you are overly generous. And, I was just having a conversation last night with someone who, I have interest from people around this app. And it's a very interesting place to be in. People stepping forward saying, I'd like to look at that. And that's bro for, let me see if I can get in early. I'm not interested in that. I want to bootstrap this. And the conversation was, why would I go raise money? I could definitely use the money right now to launch this, but we're going to make it work. And his response was, well, you get other people involved and you have more brain power to draw from. And I just like, I want to make my team wealthy, not wealthy people wealthier. That'll come. That'll come. But I want to give away gajillions of dollars. And I don't want anybody to stand in the way of that. I don't need anybody's approval to do that. So I'm good. I'm going to figure this out. Yeah.
All right. So bless and release. So good. I read, I think, intro, first chapter, and then I just kind of jumped around in it. There's so much in there. One of my favorite lines, which I'm going to have to paraphrase because I don't have a photographic memory, but it was about like wanting to run off to the monastery that could support you and your supplements and the occasional dinner party with your friends.
Yeah.
I share that vision with you. And the supplements are serious. Like we need our organizers, we need space for them. They need to be part of the situation. There's so much in here that feels like it. I mean, you do talk a lot about your own journey in letting go of a lot of stuff. And there was also a quote you shared. It was not your words, but everything you've let go of has deep nail marks
Yeah. Claw
in
marks
it,
on it.
claw
Yeah.
marks.
Yeah.
Where did this book come from?
This book has been cooking for about 3 years. It started as the letting go book.
Mm.
And I realized that the same power move to actually let go is the same thing you do to manifest. So this is all based on the physics of um, the law that energy cannot be destroyed. It exists, it's here, but it can be transformed. So it's a book about letting go, even though you actually can't let anything go, which feels like a bit of a bummer. You're like, what? I can't let the heartbreak go. But no, but you can transmute it and you become more powerful in that process. And the same applies to manifesting. Letting go and manifesting are both, what's required for both of those is transformation. You're changing your current state into something else, more relieved, more abundant, lighter, more full, whatever it is. And so bless and release is that. And it's all based on the blessing practice, the bless practice. Yeah.
You're calling in things from your audience, from your community, of things that people want to release. Is that what it
Yeah.
was?
So we've undertaken to do the world's largest survey, but I think it's the world's only survey on what do you want to let go of and what do you want to manifest. So it's now thousands of people, particularly with the letting go, people love answering that question. And so we've identified the 5 patterns that people most want to let go of. The number one for women is managing other people's emotions. And then surprisingly, or not, but it gives me hope in humanity. When you ask people what they want to manifest, 9 times out of 10, they talk about equality. Nobody out of hundreds, thousands of people, nobody has said to me, I want the car, or I want the house. They say, I want abundance. I want peace. I want beauty. Specificities come up, but that is not the first answer. People really want a quality, a virtue. Yeah.
Hmm. What did reading all those make you feel? Like you get sort of a glimpse into a collective.
What makes you see that we are a collective because everybody wants to let go of or manifest pretty much the same things.
Hmm.
It made me sad. You see how much fear we're all conducting at all times. I mean, that's really what's underneath everything we want to let go of, is some form of fear that's driving us. And then it really gives me hope. The manifesting insights really are just like, yeah, people are good. Yeah.
Mm. I mentioned to you, because I messaged you this morning, that I deleted Instagram and Facebook.
Respect.
And my fear level dropped dramatically.
It did? Weren't you afraid of like losing business? You have stuff to sell,
I don't
promote?
really have any, no one's buying anything. It's fine.
That's 10x.
No, it's fine. That's not my goal right now. May never be again. But I felt like I was feeling fearful. I was feeling fearful about the my city, the world, the planet, like money. Was it all going to go, like, I know, we both know that the systems we thought were trustworthy are not trustworthy, and that everything's crumbling and all of it, but I didn't need to know about it every 15 minutes. And the selling piece, I suspect, you have a very large audience and large following, but I suspect for like 98% of people chronically posting, it's just because everyone else is. So they think it's actually doing something. And I suspect that if you took that time and allocate it in a way that actually really felt not just instant gratification and validation, but deeply meaningful, that, if we talk about frequencies, you would attract, if not the same, even more and more aligned of what you want. And so that's
Agreed.
been the way I'm going with it, because I don't like being on there. I don't like, it's the fear. And it created this ongoing, like, sometimes bigger than others, but this feeling of sort of dread that isn't serving what I want to manifest and let go of at all. And it's nice.
I bet. I bet.
And I also realize how much of the things I think I need to get out of there, where it was just my imagination. Like, I'm like, oh, but people message me in there. I'm like, you know what? Not a lot of people do. I don't hear from anyone that I really need to hear from. Like, anyone
Right.
who really needs to reach out to me knows how to find me.
They'll get your number. Yeah.
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 But that fear piece is, you know, it needs to be dismantled for the equality, for everyone to be living at that frequency where they can create the world we all have different paths forward or through, or solutions we think are right, but we all want the same world ultimately.
I think so. I think so too. Yeah. Yeah.
What were the biggest surprises that came to you or through you in writing this book? What number book is it? Do you know?
This is number 6.
Yeah.
And this has been the longest and the most arduous and the best. It's the best. It's like
Why I can't say
arduous.
that word.
I really wanted to get this book right. Like, you're dealing with, it's not just opinion. There's lots of physics in it. Not that I needed the physics to verify anything, but like, you're really helping people plant seeds in their consciousness that they want to water to manifest things. You're changing people's relationship to the whole concept of letting go. And this can't be just poetic. Yeah. I have to work to not be overly poetic.
Mm.
So I had to just be really grounded to write this. and I thought, I've always had this kind of saboteur when I write, and it's just like this cynical atheist guy who thinks the word manifest is bullshit. And he just kind of like sits on my desk. And then I'm just like, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. You're going to want to make out with me after you read this book. Like, I found a way to love everybody in this. Yeah.
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 I found reading it, which is hard to find, but you've beautifully translated what can seem, I don't want to say overly spiritual, but like,
Hmm.
you bring in so much ancient wisdom to the life and times in which we're living today. And that is the most like ancient practices are beautiful, but you have to go deep to wade through it. Whereas the practices that are created for the times we're living in will be the most powerful for the most people.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm,
you've
mm-hmm.
got that.
Thank you.
Um, how do you create boundaries for like when you have a team, a small team, which means everyone's doing a bit more, and you have to go deep into this work? Like, what are the boundaries you create to be able to make that possible?
I ain't got no boundaries. um,
Lucky you.
no, I don't have any boundaries. We're just all on the same page when you all know, like, we got to get this book done by,
Mhm.
the 14th. Help me help you.
Yeah.
Everybody just got to run. I mean, the business right now is in a place where everybody's been doing all the things, and now that doesn't work anymore. We need to specialize a little more. I think, how do I create boundaries, discipline for myself and others? First of all, I'm okay with the fact that it's not easy to do that. Like,
Mm.
I still check my phone so many times while I'm writing something really deep that I need to get right. I tell everybody what I'm up to. It's like, you're probably not going to hear back. I just need another week to get this done. And I tell the world when they're going to get something way before it's finished.
Hmm.
And then I got to do it. Yeah.
Do you struggle at all with the balance of being visible because you're highly visible, you're very famous? With well, yeah, you are. It's fine.
I don't feel that way.
I don't does that I don't know if anyone really feels that way, but you're recognizable. You have a beautiful personal identity. Like you're who
I'm
you are.
consistent. I'm consistent out
You're
there. Yeah.
consistent.
Yeah.
You have a way of speaking, you have a way of writing. Do you ever struggle with being that person publicly and also being fully seen, or is it one and the same?
No struggle. No struggle. I mean, the only time it's like right now, I'm on a dating app that's linked to Instagram, or they won't let you on. And I'm just like, this is fucked up. I don't want dudes going to see my professional. Like, when I used to date, I would say nothing. Just like, I
Yeah.
write. And then, but now everybody knows your business, and you want to say, like, I'm actually really funny. Like, it doesn't come up. You can't see that when I'm talking about inner child work on my Instagram feed, but I'm really fucking fun. And yeah, that's the only time it bugs me. And
I feel that way with my son. Like he's in grade 3, and I'm like, I just don't want any of the parents to follow me on social. I just don't want them to know my big mouth. Like
yeah,
when
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just like,
I'm just a mom. It's fine.
you just want them to know you as, like, big mouth mom, like you're
Yeah.
there. I do feel that what I experience sometimes a lot with women is people will just tell me everything.
Yeah.
Just sit down and just tell me everything. And I think it's a combo of, we all want to be seen and understood and witnessed, and people know, like, I'm compassionate and you can really actually tell me anything. So sometimes I'm just like, okay, I guess 45 minutes is you telling me about this, and I sometimes don't feel met. But that's life. That's
Yeah.
relationship. That, I don't think it has anything to do with what I do for a living. People want to
Have
tell me their stuff. Yeah.
Have you been going on dates
No,
through this app?
I'm so selective.
Yeah.
I just, and I got to finish his book. I got to finish his book. So it's like, ask me in 3 weeks.
I will.
I'm going to go spend a month in LA, and there will be things that happen, and I'm good to go. And I'm also not and this is manifestation approach. You don't need lots of dates. You need one date.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid of having lots of dates, but who's got time for lots of dates? Just bring in the frequency of fun, deep, hot, abundant, sexy. Let's go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my way.
What would your guidance be? And we're going to wrap this up in a moment, and then we're going to do the blessed practice. But what would your guidance be for the person who is maybe they now recognize they're in the tunnel, like having that dark night, but who's at that crossroads and is trying to manifest this future potential and holding on to, they're like still dragging 1,000 lifetimes of baggage along with them.
Mm-hmm. You need to hear other stories. So you need to find other people who got through the dark night. So as that person, I will tell you, you get through. This too shall pass. Your healing is inevitable. It's so cheese at this point in the wellness space, but this is for you. Your suffering is not a punishment. This is not because of anything you did wrong. It's not even a series of accumulated mistakes. It's just to have you be more radiant. You get through. You get through. Do not isolate. Don't isolate. It's an honor. People will be honored. They'll cherish the opportunity to help you in whatever way they can help you through this. And don't make commitments when it's fallen apart. Like, just let yourself get through this. Again, you have to prepare for what is meant for you. Just get ready for what's meant for you. You don't have to work that hard for what's meant for you. It's coming with a bow on it. Just prepare. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Easier said than done, but
Oh,
also
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So people can go to your website. What's the URL? DanielleLaporte.com/bless.
Yes.
Is that
Bless.
it?
Mm-hmm.
Pre-order the audio for Bless and Release. I
Yep.
assume it's your voice and not a creepy AI generated reading of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. There's no AI. There isn't one sentence in the book, actually, that's AI helped with. DanielleLaporte.com/bless. You get the audiobook. Soon you'll be able to pre-order the print book, and there's going to be a whole facilitation program. And I'm going to start giving you sneak peeks immediately. So I'm like feeding you chapters and nuggets of the book until the whole thing comes out. Yeah. It's really good. It's fun. It's like a book club. Yeah.
Have you been enjoying the self-publishing process?
Oh, yeah. I love it. I love all things publishing. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah. Super wired for it. Yeah.
Amazing. Anything you'd like to say or share for this to feel fully complete?
Yes. This is actually one of the key tenets of Bless and Release. This has to do with the physics of force and anti-force, which is what you push away will push back, and it actually gets stronger. So if you're pushing away your fear and the things you don't want to feel, you don't want to feel ashamed, you don't want to feel lonely, then it increases. What you embrace transforms. And through the embrace, you actually get stronger. So love your shame, love your fear, love your doubts. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you, Danielle.
You're welcome. Thank you. So good. Juicy.
Thank you, as always, for listening through to the end. The direct link to pre-order the audio book of Danielle's new book, Bless and Release, is available. If you go to our show notes at courageouspivot.com, you'll find this episode and all of the details associated with it right there. While you're there, I want you to subscribe. We are soon launching the Courageous Pivot associated, aligned, side-by-side inner circle community where I will be sharing additional bonuses from our guests. One of them is from Danielle, which we recorded right after we did the interview. And I could just be a participant in the process. And boy, was it beautiful. We have loads of extra bonus things there, including my writing that is really just going to be shared there and nowhere else. So subscribe at courageouspivot.com. You'll get all the goods there. And as always, I would kindly ask that you share this episode mindfully with 2 or 3 people that you think would gain tremendous value from the wisdom and insights shared by the one and only Danielle. Thank you, as always, for being here, for being part of this community. I appreciate you deeply, and I will see you again next week. Have a great rest of your day.